All right, so Germany just reunified. That's huge. And everyone's talking about it. But what if they had done it a bit differently? What if in 1990, instead of becoming one country again, Germany and Austria decided to unite and become like one super German Austria? Would that have changed world history? Absolutely. Here's why. Firstly, this alternate German Austria would have been a much bigger country. It would have stretched from the Baltic Sea all the way down to the Adriatic, containing over 100 million people. It would have been the most populous nation in Europe and the fourth most populous in the entire world. To put it into perspective, modern Germany has around 82 million people, so we're talking about an extra 20 million or so. But more people doesn't necessarily mean more power. You also need a strong economy. And in 1990, the combined GDP of Germany and Austria was around 700 billion US dollars. That would have made them the third richest country in the world behind the United States and Japan, but ahead of the United Kingdom and France. So why don't we talk about this alternate history more often? Well, it turns out that the two countries were actually quite close to doing exactly this. In 1914, before World War I, there were talks of a greater German empire that would unite all of the German-speaking people of Europe, basically creating a German Switzerland. However, the war kind of put a stop to those plans. After the war, the idea was revived briefly, but ultimately died out, in part because of this weird little conflict in Austria called the Anschluss, which is basically the opposite of what we're talking about today. Austria, seeing this as an opportunity to finally break free from Germany once and for all, decided not to reunite and instead focus on rebuilding their newfound independence. But let's say that they didn't. Let's say that in 1990, Chancellor Helmut Kohl had convinced the Austrians to unite their two countries. How would that have changed world history? Well, first off, we'd probably be drinking a lot more schnapps. But secondly, this new Greater Germany would have been a much more powerful force in European politics. Austria was a founding member of the European Union, but Germany was not. If these two countries had united in 1990, it's likely that Germany would have joined the EU shortly thereafter, possibly bringing down the Iron Curtain with them. This could have led to a much quicker and more peaceful reunification of Europe. But that's just my opinion. What do you think would have happened if Germany and Austria had reunited in 1990? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.